Welcome back, everyone, to Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and today we are finally starting on the final island of the original Crash Bandicoot. Now, this is the largest island. It's kind of split into two chunks, almost, but this might be split into two parts. I don't know yet, but we're gonna start things off with heavy machinery because why would we start things off any easier? This is Crash Bandicoot, so without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you thought the game was hard, by now, it's not gonna get any easier. Believe you me. Heavy machinery is one of the first difficult levels in the game. And it starts off the third island, so isn't that just fitting as all hell? And yeah, it's another one of those levels where there's a lot of 2D action going on, as we can see here. I know there's a section where I have to drop below to get bosses. Is this it? Oh, yes it is. Okay. I'm so glad I didn't miss this, although I kind of did. Like, I could have gotten it earlier, but I didn't. And we have the return of the Brio tokens, so that's nice. And this won't be the last time we see the Brio tokens. I'm telling you this right now. Because later on, oh boy. Also, I believe up to this point we've only had one colored gem level. And that was the Lost City. And there's at least 5 or 6 other levels. All of them are on Island 3. Just like I said, this is where all of the heavy hitters come in order to be, oh man, quite an impact. Let me tell you. A few of them are actually not that bad. I'd argue I think the next 2 color gem levels are actually kind of on the easier side, if I'm going to be honest. But there are definitely some that are going to be coming later that are maybe not as easy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I believe there's one that's actually a secret level, so might be spared of that horror, at least. So that's a potential rest there. But again, I'm not going for 100%. No backtracking for any gems, because that's just going to waste time. But I do want to try and get as many gems as I can on the first pass of a level. And yes, heavy machinery is hard. Believe I might be making it look tolerable, but no. This level is pretty hard. There's also another level like this later on. I think it's called Castle Machinery. It's rather interesting because that one actually has a shortcut if you have the green gem. But you have to go through the level normally to get the clear gem, right? But since I'm not going for 100% and I want to go through the game as quickly as possible, that does kind of present a conundrum of sorts. Wouldn't you say? Well, when we get to that level, that is when I will make the decision. That is when I will make the judgment call. Alright? And I'm totally not masking. Bouncing on the freaking crates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! And bam! Still nowhere near as annoying as that other one that had like 30 boxes a few levels ago. Back in Island 2. I don't even remember exactly what level it was. And at least this is, again, another one of those levels where it's a clear gem, so you can die as many times as you want, and you'll still get the clear gem. So, if I die, I'm not going to stress about it. Although I will say, I have lost a lot less lives in this playthrough thus far than I thought I would. That will probably change throughout the course of Island 3, because again, this is where the meat of the game is. Like, I want to say at least half of all of the levels are in this section. I could be off a little bit, but I'm pretty sure about that general estimation, because we've already defeated 3 bosses, Ripperoo, Papu Papu, and Koala Kong, and there are still 3 more bosses, including the final boss. Gee, I wonder who it could be. Well, to be fair, this is the first game, so it's not predictable at this point, but, well, You probably already know, if you're watching this, you probably already know who the final boss is, but, you know, when it comes, it'll come. Alright? I don't know what happened there. I could swear I touched that pipe, but I was still spared. Alright, now we have the Brio bonus room. What sort of TNT shenanigans are we going to get up to here? Bam, 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 bam. Oh! A surprising lack of TNT thus far. 1, 2, 3. Ah, man. Another thing that they did in the remake here, besides the pill-shaped hitbox, I still don't know why they did that. Maybe it's because PS4 is a lot less jagged than PS1. I don't know. That's definitely not it. But I'm not sure why they reduced like the distance of Crash's jumps, which I don't know by how much exactly, but it's definitely less, as we've observed just now. I guess you're less likely to overshoot a jump in this version. But anyway, 2 tries for the Brio, and because I lost the Aku, all that sweet Aku mojo that I've lost, I wouldn't be surprised if I wind up losing a life or 2 towards the end of this level. We're almost at the end though, so it would be really nice if I didn't lose a life at the last minute, because, you know, that's just aggravating, especially in the original version of this game, where you have to get all the boxes and clear the level without dying. If you lose a life at the very end of the level, it's like, come on, man. Alright. Oh, hold up. You can't leave until I get all of those boxes. Alright, well, hey, we got all the boxes. Darn it. We got all the boxes, and we didn't lose a life in the main level. Again, we lost a life in the bonus room. Which, during Island 2, we've confirmed that, yeah, you can lose a life in the bonus room. As long as you don't lose a life in the main level, you'll still get the color gem, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't know if that's how it worked in the original Crash, but in the original Crash, bonus rooms didn't matter other than main save points, so, you know. And next up, we have an interestingly named level, Cortex Power. You can't get the clear gem on the first pass, you need the blue gem, which you actually get like a level or 2 later, I believe. So we're gonna go through this with Coco for no particular reason. And I'm glad that I don't have to worry about getting the clear gem here, because this is a level that involves a lot of annoying backtracking. So we're just gonna do a clean pass. And you know, I say a clean pass, but wouldn't be surprised if I lose a life or 2 here. This isn't a terribly difficult level, though. But the fact that you do have to backtrack... I mean, you're not really backtracking against the camera, because as you can see, there's an interesting overhead camera perspective going on with this level. Which kind of works, and now that I'm thinking about it, why couldn't they have done this for all those levels actually, I'm thinking of Crash 2, there's like a couple levels where a camera like this probably would have alleviated the backtracking issues considerably. Oh, God! See, just short of that jump, everybody. That is unfortunate. It's a good thing it doesn't matter. Actually, in the original Crash, you can't get clear gem here in the first pass anyway, so you lose a life, and it's like, whatever. Well, I guess we can take the other path now that I died. And maybe, who knows, it'll be safer. Wait, is this seriously a dead end? Did I seriously get hit even though I was behind that? Oh, it's not a dead end, alright. I look like a wall, but no. In truth, the wall was secretly a door. Funny how that works out. Oh, man. I could use that Aku, but it's like all the way there. For no reason. Alright. Even with the reduced jump, that really wasn't that bad. Got a life. We got 2 lives, sorry. Sorry, we lost a life and we gained 2 lives. And we got a checkpoint, so... The only annoying thing is the time loss, but I'm not doing a speed run, so I don't care. Bam! I totally went through all that electricity without even thinking about it. But now, I'm thinking about it all over again. But yeah, if you're trying to go for the clear gem in this level, it's a little hard, it's a little annoying. Even in this version where you can die and still get it, it's definitely pretty annoying. But Great Bridge. I need to hit like an exclamation box somewhere, but I'm wondering if I can make this jump without that. And you can, and we're at the end of the level already. Alright. Well, just to relieve some stress on Coco, we'll take care of those boxes at the end there, and just, yeah. Have to sit through this again, huh? It's a shame. Really, it is a shame. But, nothing else you can do. Can't get that gem, so why bother? And thus, the color gem apocalypse is upon us. For we have the orange gem in Generator Room. And Generator Room is one of the easier levels to get the color gem in, but it can still get you off guard if you're not careful. So, since it's an orange gem and we play as an orange marsupial, why don't we swap back to Crash for a minute and see what we can do here. So an interesting point of discussion for this level is the aesthetics. This was a very dark level in the original game. And because of the PlayStation 1's graphical limitations, everything just looked pitch black. But as you can see, here in the remake, we've got some lighting. Holy cow. Also, Cortex is over here in the monitors. Is he the final boss? Again, you'll have to wait and find out. I ain't gonna spoil that. And, of course, we do have to be cautious, because if you die, you can't get the color gem. So, slow and steady is going to hopefully win the race here. And hopefully you won't be able to tell if this is like attempt number 3 or 4. My god, that TNT bouncing is anxiety-inducing, as I don't know what. Okay, I wonder if I can jump to that exclamation box without triggering the platform. And I'm wrong. Oh boy. Oh boy, I still made it. Okay, so there's a ton of bonus room here. There's only like 50 boxes. Interesting. Alright, so another sort of crate bridge here. We saw this in Temple Ruins, I believe, but it was invisible. At least this one is completely visible. Alright, now this platform here with the 5 boxes. The instant you touch the actual platform, it will start on a timer, and it'll eventually fall down. So, as long as you don't stand on there longer than you have to, you're good. Wait, is it gonna fall? Oh. Okay, well, yeah, wow. I think they actually extended the time limit for that, because I remember that being a lot less in the original game. Alright, so 21 boxes by the first check. Alright, and again, I have to remember, I really have to time my jumps until the very last minute, or some of these jumps, you are just not gonna make in the remake at all. And I think this is probably one of the tougher aspects of this level, is making some of these jumps. Okay, so you can see a box down there. Don't try to jump for it, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna die. Now, we have another conundrum. Do I get the mask now, or after the bonus room? I think we learned our lesson after the whole embryo shenanigans earlier. Although I still managed to clear heavy machinery without losing a level. Losing a life in the main level. Pardon my language. And we've also established that you can clear a bonus room. You can die in the bonus room, but who's gonna die in this bonus room in particular? That was actually pretty easy. What is with this inconsistent bonus room difficulty? Kinda weird. And there's only 8 boxes, but then again, this is a level with only 50 something. So can we really blame it too much? But yeah, you see a lot of boxes below you. Don't be fooled. Don't try to jump below, try and speedrun this. You're gonna die. People have tried, and they have failed. Am I saying that I'm one of those people? Maybe. I will neither confirm nor deny that. Alright. And while having Aku Aku is always helpful, I feel like in this level in particular, your biggest obstacle is going to be the bottomless pits. And unfortunately for bottomless pits, Aku Aku is not very helpful for that. Which is sad to say, you know. He's usually pretty dang helpful. But bottomless pits, he's just like, nah fam, I can't help you out of that. Okay, got a lot of boxes down here that we saw ages ago, but now we can finally get them. Only 6 boxes left. Some weird timing going on there with the enemies. Alright, 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 alright. Don't think I have to worry about that platform bar. But of course I have to worry about mistiming the spin, unfortunately. But I think we're almost at the end of the level? I think there's only like another section after this. I could probably jump all the way to this platform here from there, but why risk it? Alright, I think this is the last section, so be very careful here. Thankfully, the ice railing doesn't kill you, but the fire one does. And kind of a nice compromise there. Okay, whoa. Oh god, okay. Okay, we're good. And we have 99 lives. Jesus. Got the orange gem. We're good, man. Yeah, that level is supposed to be one of the easier color gem levels. It's supposed to be kind of chill. But it got pretty tense a couple times there. And hey, I didn't die in the bonus room, but again, I think it'd be pretty hard to die in that bonus room. So, you know, that's generator room, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, this is a color gem apocalypse. So we're going to swap over to Coco as we try to acquire the blue gem in Toxic Waste. And don't be surprised if it turns out this might actually be a later attempt or something. We will see. So, totally not random question to all you guys watching. Have you played a game called Donkey Kong on the arcade? Because, yeah, we're dealing with a lot of rolling barrels here. It kind of reminds me of that game a little bit, I guess. And it also kind of reminds me of having to jump over barrels in Donkey Kong 64, which actually had the original Donkey Kong in it, and you had to actually clear that in order to beat the game. Not just a 100% it. You had to do it to beat the game. Annoying, I know. But, well, that's just something you had to do, and it brings back memories of doing that. I remember being stuck on the arcade Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong 64 for a hot minute. And I don't remember how long it took me to beat Donkey Kong 64 the first time, but it took a while because of that Donkey Kong situation, man. The other game you had to play to beat the game was called Jetpack. That wasn't made by Nintendo. It was made by the same developers that made Donkey Kong 64. But, like, Jetpack was so much easier than Donkey Kong. It wasn't even funny. And when I say Donkey Kong, I mean the game, of course, not the character. You can't beat the character unless you're playing Smash Brothers, I guess. In which case, you might have a small chance of beating Donkey Kong. But he's a pretty tough ape to defeat, at least in Smash Ultimate, where he's kind of good. It's a shame, really, in Smash Brothers series, you know, Donkey Kong wasn't really that great in Melee, I recall. There was a lot of older characters in Melee, but for one reason or another, they just weren't as good to play as some of the other characters. You could say it was because that game was kind of rushed, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Funny how I'm talking more about Donkey Kong than Crash Bandicoot right now, but as I mentioned in a previous level, holy cow, that barrel totally could have killed me. As I mentioned in a previous level, the Crash trilogy has a lot of similarities to the Donkey Kong Country trilogy on the Super Nintendo. Suspiciously high amount of similarities with that. Okay, so I'm observing this. There's like a marking on the floor over there. And if I stand on it, what happens? I don't die. Alright? I definitely don't remember those markings being there in the PS1 version. So it's interesting that this is added because of the HD graphics, but I don't really see markings over there. I think I see something on the railing, but I don't know. I feel like that might still kill me. Or maybe not. Okay, somehow I survived that. Holy cow. Alright, well. Hey, that was a quick and painless level, right? That totally wasn't like attempt number 3 or something like that. No, first try, because we're professionals over here. And then, oh, another boss that we can't play as Coco for. Alright, this feels a little too soon for another boss. I think we only did like 4 levels. But hey, bring on Pinstripe Portaroo. Apparently he's a gangster. So this boss is honestly mostly cinematic. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're not careful, you can still die here. But, and he's also like, he's got 6 hit points. I don't know why he has so many hit points, but he does. You gotta hit him when he's moving between objects for now. But eventually, he'll change up his strategy to where you have to wait until he stops dead in his tracks. And then you have to hit him. I wonder if that's gonna happen now. Yeah, it does. Oh boy. For some reason, that did not work. I don't know why. Alright. They probably gave him 6 hit points, because if he had less than 6 hit points, he would just be another Papu situation. He'd be over with so quick, it's not even funny. And even though they gave Papu 2 extra hit points, that wasn't enough. Oh, did we beat him already? Man, I wasn't even finished with my discussion. Oh well. That was Pinstripe. Pretty cool guy. He's in Crash Team Racing as a boss. Alright, well, oh my god, why? Oh, let's just get on with it. So I know this level's called the High Road, but in order to get all of the boxes, we're gonna have to take the low road here. Annoyingly enough, I know. I know. So precious. Alright, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. That isn't the worst invisible platform section I've ever played in a video game. I will grant it that much. Alright. Alright, but the fact you have to backtrack to get those boxes is still kind of annoying. Trying to land on single wooden planks. Oh my god! The freaking pig made me go overboard. Gotta get those darn boxes again. Like that time I did it a lot quicker. Funny how that works out. Man, I just want to blitz through this freaking level. Because yeah, this one is just ever so slightly worse than the other one. Because, good lord, they needed another one of these. But thankfully, there's only 2. There's only 2 bridge levels. But, arguably, that's more than enough. And much like how Crash's overall jump height is nerfed in the remake, that applies to bouncing off stuff too, like the turtles. In the old game, you could land these turtles like in the middle of a bunch of wooden planks, and you could still bounce off of them and still make it a pretty good distance. This time around, not really the case, except for that one. That's probably one of the easier jumps to do. I have to assume this level is called the High Road because of all the turtle bouncing that you're going to be doing. I have to assume. Good lord, you do a lot of it. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Do not mess with the turtle. I'm sorry, I meant to say don't mess with the turtle. Oh, as soon as I insult the turtle by calling them the turtle, they start messing with them. I'll have you know, there is a Pokemon based on a turtle that's called War Turtle, okay? Like, clearly, there's a deeper meaning there. But, no. I have to be all insulting just because I pronounce turtle in a funny way. Also, totally not a Spyro 2 reference, in case people were confused about that sort of thing. No, of course it's not a reference to, you know, one of the best PS1 platformers ever made, which actually would technically be any of the Spyro games, but I don't know. I feel like Spyro 2 might be the best one. I don't know. well, maybe not the best one. That's definitely the one I find myself revisiting, other than the original, quite a lot. Objectively, the third Spyro game might be the best. Objectively. But that doesn't mean that people have to like it as their favorite. It's just how the rules work sometimes, you know. Doing my little swag walk here. Only died like twice, I think. So I guess it could be a lot worse. Let us be fair to my situation. It could be a lot worse. Oh, and thank you, game, for pre-jumping on the turtle for me. I'm sorry, the portal. Oh, there's a box on top of there. Bam. Nailed it. And thankfully, don't have to worry about accidentally blowing myself up there. Would have been hilarious if I actually blew up there. Thank God for drop shadows. I don't remember if you had the drop shadow in the original game. If it was technical limitations, I totally would have understood. But man, having this drop shadow now is a godsend. Alright, so how much of the percentage of this level's box count is going to be in this bonus room? Let's find out. Oh my god, that is a lot more than I was 27? Seriously? Huh. Okay, didn't we just have a situation like that? Where there was a TNT, a metal crate, and a box? I feel like there was... Oh no! This is one of those bonus rooms I remember hating a lot. Oh no. Oh freaking no. Oh freaking no. Oh my god. How did I make that? Oh my god. And I have way too many lives now. Can we just, like, chill with the lives for a minute here? Good lord. Wait, was that all the boxes? Because that was a lot of boxes. Oh my god, that was the rest of the... Could this be the last stretch? Oh my god, what happened there? Random hit detection. Collision detection issues. Why did the... Look at this! The turtles are floating! Truly, the turtle god has shown mercy on my soul. Oh, I think I died less than I did in Road to Nowhere. Oh, man. May the turtle gods have mercy on my soul. We will be revisiting that topic potentially later in the Crash Trilogy, but definitely when I get around to Spyro 2. Oh, man. Out of the frying pan and into the oven. What a way to go out, huh? Can I just say, the soundtrack... I'm talking about the soundtrack of the original Crash Bandicoot. I know I talked about Up the Creek for a little while earlier, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned how I think the original Crash Bandicoot definitely goes for a more atmospheric kind of vibe in terms of its soundtrack, especially compared to the sequels. But Slippery Climb's music track is some good stuff, let me tell you. Like, the intensity of the music track that you listen to it, when you listen to it, you really feel the intensity of actually playing, and for a lot of people, replaying this level. You get to relive that all over again just by listening to the music. Like, it starts off a little slow, and then it builds up in such an organic way, which, you know, makes it feel more like the other music tracks being more atmospheric. But I feel like Slippery Climb is still a pretty good music track, and not just an atmospheric piece. Which is why I really like listening to this music track when I'm not playing the level, because, good lord, this level is difficult. I don't know if this is, like, the most difficult level in the game. I feel like maybe there's at least one or two other levels I can think of that give me more trouble than this one usually. And I'm not counting Stormy Ascent because that is technically a bonus level. And I'm glad it's not mandatory. Let me tell you about that. Jumping all those vultures is also kind of a crapshoot sometimes, I gotta say. I was waiting for these stairs to pop up so you can jump on them instead of slipping down the ramps. Oh god, and you get barely enough time for that too. Jump on the platform. jump on the bird, and then jump on the platform again. And you know, Crash having reduced jump height in the remake really hurts. It really stings sometimes. Oh god, in this section in particular, you could slip. Like I said, you have to worry about that pill-shaped hitbox. And you feel it here. Sometimes, you really do. Sometimes you'll just slip off. And there are times where you'll slip off and fall, and you won't actually fall into a bottomless pit. But you might fall into, you know, a thing of spikes instead. Which isn't much better. Man, the timing on these platforms. Swear to God. Okay. Alright, I finally made it. Jesus. Alright, gotta make it onto this platform. And this is still one of the easier sections in this level, mind you. So, yeah. This level kind of dips a little bit between being really intense and then giving you, like, a little bit of a breathing room. Oh my god, I could swear I was about to fall there. And then there's the scientists that throw potions at you. Careful. You gotta be really mindful of your timing in this level. It's really tempting for me to do a hog ride situation here, where I just do the whole level silent without commentary so I can concentrate, but difference is hog ride was a 1-minute level, so doing no commentary on that I don't think is really a big deal, because of the music track being one of the highlights, as I mentioned, at Up the Creek, Insanity Beach, maybe the boss themes, except for Papu Papu and Slippery Climb, of course. All great music tracks, let me tell you. But I still might dip in and out with commentary. I'm sorry, I just gotta concentrate because this level is hard. And you gotta do the whole thing without dying. And get that stinking color gem, which I'm not even sure if it's still pink or if it's red. I mean, red is fitting because the gem is made of the blood of the sacrifices of everybody that's had to play through this level. Oh god, imagine trying to do the time trial on this, because I forgot to mention up until now, but the remake of Crash 1 adds time trials, which were introduced in Crash 3. Oh god. Oh god. Man, that was close. But, yeah, time trials. They're a thing. And they are pretty tough. And somehow I managed to do that in one try, but that is not easy to do. Aku Aku gets to live for another day. Unless I fall in the pit. Then I have to redo this level all over again. Oh god. Okay. Time it. Alright. Should be almost the end though. There's only like 6 boxes left. It's like, what the hell? Shadow graphics get a little weird here because of the lighting, I guess. Also trying to time jumping on the platform here. Good lord. Oh my god! That was also... That had to have been another close call there. With the freaking vultures! Oh my god, I'm at the end! Dude, why are you throwing the potion, like, right at the box counter? Like, why would you do this? Dang. But they did change it to a red gem, okay. That was a nice little bit of, retconning by Vicarious Visions. I don't know why... Well, no, it still looks kind of pinkish. Okay. Oh, yeah. Alright, we have to get back into the swing of things here. So, after the epicness of Slippery Climb, hey, it's technically another color gem level. What the heck, right? But here's a fun fact for you. You actually need the yellow gem from the final regular level in order to get the purple gem here. Yes, you need a color gem to get another color gem. And this level's called Lights Out, and we're going to do it with Coco, because I think I played like 3 or 4 levels in a row with Crash. Let's give him a rest after that streak, huh? Let's just dive right into this one, why don't we? So the interesting gimmick with this level is that Aku Aku, in addition to serving as your health, also serves as your light through the level. This kind of reminds me of Squawks in Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, mostly 1, where in darker levels he would serve as your light. The difference is you could get hit and you wouldn't lose squawks, but if you get hit here, you do lose the illumination. The illumination is also on a timer, and it's not a very generous timer at that. Which, yes, can get really annoying at times. I mean, try to imagine the frustration of doing this level in a time trial setting, or a speed run or anything like that. And you're gonna find yourself having a terrible time. Like, this level and another level like it that's a secret level that you unlock by getting a key in a later level. Oh man, some of the worst levels in this game. And it's not like the level design itself without the darkness is easy. It's not. Even without the darkness, these levels would still be kind of hard, but you add the darkness, and I feel it makes the difficulty a little bit. It's not, like, too much. Like, it's aggravating if you lose a life in this level for reasons out of your control. Like the light going out too soon. What have we got? Or something like that. Or you get hit, and you have no way of stopping it because it hits you while you're in the middle of a jump. Like with these axes and the rats. Good lord, gotta jump on these platforms. Barely made it to the end. Thankfully, the good thing about getting Yellow Gem is that the level would end close to the halfway point. Thank God. Alright, so next up we have the Jaws of Darkness. The interesting thing about this level, it's like Temple Ruins. But, as you can see, there's a key to collect, which means you have to get Cortex tokens. There's also a clear gem. Thing about it is, though, this is a level that requires the blue gem. So, since it's on the way, I'm going to go ahead and try to get everything in one pass. Back in the Temple of... Oh my god, look at that box count. I think this is the level with the most boxes in the entire game. Which is interesting because in the entire Crash trilogy, there are very few levels that reach or even exceed a triple-digit number. But this is one of those. Of course, if you were playing the original, you wouldn't know that because there wasn't a proper box counter. So, you know, that was a thing. That was a game design thing. That was tolerated for some reason. And we just kind of accepted it, I guess, until Crash 2 came along. And, well, it didn't add a box count like that, telling you how many you have and how many you still have to do. Crash 2's box count was more like, it just told you how many you got. But in order to find out how many there were, you had to go all the way to the end of the level. So, it was a half step. I don't know why, with the box count in particular, Naughty Dog was so incremental about that. First game, no box count. Second game, half a box count. It's finally when they got to Crash Bandicoot Warped, which was the third game, where they finally got it right with the box count. Thankfully. And since this is a remake of the 3 games, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, they retroactively added the box count thing. They keep a lot of things from the old version of the game intact, to be sure. Some of them are questionable, but for the most part, you know, the stuff that needed to be fixed was fixed. And that's honestly why I think this is the best remake of the 3. Because it was the most necessary. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? What is going on with the lighting right now? I don't remember this level being this dark. I know it's called the Jaws of Darkness. Fell off because of the pill-shaped hitbox. But anyway, yeah, I don't remember this level being this dark. I wonder if this is a Switch version right now, I'm thinking about it. Because, yeah, I was fretting about this in the last level. But, I mean, the last level, it was supposed to be dark. It's called Lights Out for a reason, right? But I don't know what's going on here. Like, this level seems darker than usual. It might just be me, though. Who knows? Who can state it at this point? And here we have the blue gem platform. So let's show this off for the first time, I think. Okay. Problem. Yeah, there was a box on top of there. Ah, man. The amount of times people miss that box is probably staggering. I would not be surprised. Nice try, Snakey. Alright. So actually dying and losing that Aku might have been beneficial here. Because you get an easy invincibility cycle here. And a lot of small platforms you gotta worry about. I feel like they actually kind of fixed the hit detection a little bit here. Could be wrong. Hopefully the invincibility doesn't override Cortex tokens. Hopefully. No, I only have one Cortex token right now. Got that extra life there. Okay. I could swear there was a Cortex token that I usually miss whenever I have to do a completion run of this level. Which is every time, apparently. You can move forward, there's nothing back there, thankfully. I'm pretty sure there's not. So you need the blue gem in order to get all of the boxes to get the blue gem. Not to get another whole gem. That seems to be something they do a lot more in the sequels. What happened there with the moving box? What the heck? Alright, but yeah, something that happens a lot is that you'll get a color gem, and with the color gem, you go on another path. I'm talking about the later games at this point. You go on another path, and usually at the end of that path, you get another. You know what? I'm actually going to do an intentional death here, because I think I might have accidentally despawned a Cortex token there. So yeah, hang on a minute. I think that might actually be the token that I was thinking about that I always seem to miss every time I do runs of this level. So give me a minute. Instead of spinning on that snake, maybe I should just jump on the snake. And now let me go over here and try to jump on the boxes. Oh, look at that! There was a Cortex token. Yeah, if the TNT blows it up, well, that just means you loused it up. You have to either die and restart from the checkpoint, which you could not do in the original game. To be fair, another invisible situation, but thankfully there's no bottomless pits in the middle that we have to worry about. And okay, we got all three Cortexes, so that's good. And there's a Tana bonus room here. I don't remember the Tana bonus room being here, but it is what it is. Okay. Hey, there's only two. Wow. Okay, that was kind of a dick move. Game. Come on. Not making. The other ones haven't really killed me all that much. I mean, they've all pretty much been Brios, but semantics. Yeah, a lot of these bonus rooms with Brio and Cortex, I think maybe one or two of the Tana ones as well, they really want you to wait till the last minute with the TNT. For some odd reason. Barely made out of there. That key. That took way more tries than it needed to, though. Like, for real. And yeah, I guess you could say one reason why this level has a lot of boxes is because of the fact there's two bonus rooms. But I mean, Sunset Vista, as I recall, also had two bonus rooms. I don't think it had 100 boxes. Could be wrong, though. So now we're back on the Tana train. Finally getting the second token. Alright. And the platforming isn't going to get any easier. I swear to God, though, with the lighting, like, it seems to be darker than I remember. Oh, look at that. Wait, at the end of the level? Huh. I guess all the boxes are here, then. All 23? Right? Wow, I hit the nail right on the freaking head, didn't I? Is this one going to be one of those? Let's see. I know there's a bonus room where there's like a hidden box on top of a pile. There's also that TNT there, wow. It might actually be the bonus room in the last level that does that. It's my knowledge. Alright, well, that life is lost. And now I actually wouldn't mind some extra lives since I lost some off screen. For reasons. Let's step back. Something else they added in the sequels is the ability to crouch which you can't do even in the remake because they wanted it to be as loyal as possible while only fixing the stuff that absolutely needed to be fixed. As a result, the circle button or whatever equivalent it is doesn't do anything. They could have made it a second spin button, but no, they chose not to. Oh well, it is what it is. We get the clear gem. Oh boy, that Cortex bonus room though. Oh man, what a trip that was. Let's see, don't get crushed, don't get crushed, don't get crushed. Okay, good. I died way more than I would have liked to the Cortex bonus room. Like I said, that is one of the more tame levels. Unless, of course, you mess up getting that second Cortex token. Or, you know, you miss that box on top of the pile. Alright, it's looking like we're getting pretty close to the end here. I only see 2 more dots. Ah, man, yeah, we are getting close to the end. That purple dot there is the final boss. Yeah. So, we're gonna go into Castle Machinery, but... You know, we went through a lot of trouble to get that green gem in the Lost City. And I did lose some lives off screen. So why don't we just hop on this platform here and get ourselves restocked. And you know what? Because of all the stress I've had to endure these last couple levels, I'm just gonna nonchalantly walk into the exit. Haven't I earned a brief respite after all those difficult levels here? I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, this is a 100% run, so why bother? Crash is going to get really... Oh, no. Yeah, there weren't that many boxes in the level at all, now were there? If you want to see me do the actual level, look up the speed play. That's all I'm going to say. But that was the calm before the storm. For now, we face off with Dr. Nitrous Brio himself. This diagram, I'm going to say this is my favorite boss fight in the original game. And you'll see why. Mixing up some margaritas there in Brio? You could probably get a good job doing that with all the potions he mixes on a regular basis, I'm sure. As a mad scientist! So in order to deal damage to him, you can't just jump and spin into him. I guess because he would just throw a potion at you at point blank. I guess that's the justification, but yeah, I wouldn't try that. To deal damage to him, you have to jump on the green ooze monsters that he summons. And you do that, and a green particle will get shot at him. But in the original game, for whatever reason, when that happened, well, that didn't happen. He would summon the monsters, and you would have to kill the monsters, and that would just deplete his health for some reason. And now he's down to the last health point. What's going to happen here? That every time you take care of a wave of monsters that he summons. Oh, God! God, that was a lot more than I was expecting. Eventually, yeah, it gets down to this. You gotta avoid those, exploding potions. He turns into a Frankenstein-like monster. As if the references weren't already thick enough as it is. And now you finally get the jump on him. Yeah, for some reason he wasn't directly vulnerable when he was in normal form, but now he's a hulking brute. All of a sudden he is vulnerable to crash jumping and or spinning on him. I wouldn't try to spin on him though. I don't know, I get the feeling that won't work. But yeah, I really like that the concept of this boss fight, and that's why it's my favorite in the game. So, yeah, that was pretty fun. A brief respite. Oh boy. We are on the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final normal level in Crash Bandicoot. The Lab. It's aptly named. This is another one of those short but really difficult levels first, so let's just dive right into it, why not? So welcome to the final level that I'm doing in this playthrough because good lord, some of these last few levels have been really stressful. And I wouldn't be surprised if they've shaved off seconds off my lifespan. Thank you very much. Because don't you know, every second counts in life. Every meaningless second. Even the seconds where you're just sleeping. They still have meaning and depth. Don't you know? I meant to say depth. It's kind of hard to pronounce that sometimes. Isn't English a wonderful language? Can I just say that real quick? Isn't English like the best language ever? But it's also one of the hardest languages to learn because there is so much BS around it. like all that slang and whatnot, and some of our double standards when it comes to rules and grammar, I find. Like the whole apostrophe it's situation. You know, whether you use the apostrophe or not. I don't know, seems to be conflicting reports on that sort of thing in all of history of our great English language. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom! There we go. Alright, we got that last bonus room. And we'll be rescuing Tana soon, hopefully. Hopefully! If I can finish this level. Oh god. I mean, hey, putting a bonus room here is definitely a good idea. But in a color gem level, as far as trying to be a checkpoint, it's not very effective in that regard, sadly. But it does give you an extra few lives that you might lose during your attempts of getting the color gem here. This is also a really hard level to do the time trial on. Can you guess why? Well, let me tell you why. There are a lot of moving parts that the player has to worry about in this level. You know, some of them are autonomous, as in they're out of your control and they run on a pattern. And some of them you control by hitting the exclamation mark boxes, which is kind of a mixed bag. I'm not gonna lie there, because you know, sometimes you time it and you think you time it good, and then you find out at the last minute, oh, maybe you didn't time it good. Maybe you should have hit it later. Thankfully, a lot of times, you know, they do give you some breathing room with the exclamation mark boxes, but in the moments where you don't have that, well, it's a different story. Oh god, no. Usually, if you hit the box during the first pass of electricity there, you usually time it pretty good. That was definitely a really close call, though. I'm not gonna lie. Usually if you hit it on the first pass of that electricity, you're good, but hey, this is the original Crash Bandicoot. Anything can happen. My god, don't linger there for too long, or the electricity will kill. Good lord, tight jumps, man. Don't worry about those tight jumps, too. I'm wondering if that door actually can crush and kill you. That is what's making me nervous here. Oh my god! Come on, give me the gem! Give me the gem! Oh my god! I got all the gems! What the heck? Huh. I might have to look into that, actually. I'm kind of curious. I know about the purple gem, because good lord, I just know about it. But now I'm curious, where the heck is the other gem? Oh, man. It's Drama Bomb, or maybe I did get it, but it doesn't count. We'll find out. Let's go back to the menu. Okay, so I might be a little dumb. I'm just gonna check this. The yellow gem doesn't count till you leave the level, so the only color gem I'm missing is the purple gem. Alright, as it should be. But, okay, the purple spot wasn't the final boss, it just takes you back to Insanity Beach. In the original game, you didn't have this. You had to do a whole circle back to do the backtracking. But adding this here, it's a really nice touch. So now, if you have all the color gems, you can try to make a second pass of the game and get all the gems that you missed, you know? As for me, I gotta get on the road to finish this game. I know people want to see that, so without further ado, when you've earned every single clear gem and color gem in the game, return here and you'll get a secret ending and you won't have to fight the final boss. What that secret ending is, I'll let you find out because I want to show off the final boss, of course. It's time for Crash to face off with Dr. Neo Cortex for the first time in the chronology. And honestly, this is probably the best fight of the three in the trilogy. It's not my favorite. My favorite one's in Crash 3. This one, though, this takes the cake. Oh boy.
You, Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, darn you indeed. So, this fight is no walk in the park. You gotta spin the green energy balls back at him, and the purple and blue ones you gotta avoid. The hit detection, though, is kind of funky. I don't remember if it was funky in the original game, but here in the remake, it's a little funky. I'm not gonna lie. For the energy projectiles in general. You're not locked on a strict 2D plane, though. Just reminding you, you do have some 3D movement. So, I guess try to take advantage of that if you can. Each time you get a hit in on him with his projectiles, he will escalate. And now the blue projectiles will start going up and down and all around. So be careful there. Yeah, that one hit me right on the dang head there. So, it happens. It happens. Hey, you don't have to worry about getting gems in the boss fights, at least. Could you imagine? Yeah, this is probably, for sure, the hardest boss fight in the entire game. And I guess they made it harder here in the remake. I don't know if it was their intention, but hey, they did. This is actually the most difficult Cortex fight in the entire trilogy. Which I guess is fitting, because the original Crash Bandicoot is the most difficult game. So it's fitting, indeed. And I guess it's kind of a statement that the more you defeat the villain, the weaker he gets in every incarnation, barring extenuating circumstances, like he gets a power-up or something, which Cortex sort of does in the third game, but I wouldn't say that his boss fight got more difficult as a result of it. It's more difficult than his boss fight in Crash 2, though, for sure. I mean, that fight is kind of a joke, I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't that the third projectile? What the heck? Come on, give me another green projectile. I don't want to have to keep dodging these blue projectiles. Come on, throw me a bone. Thank you. Alright. Now that third hit is the most difficult one. Now he starts getting really spammy. Be mindful and bam. Okay, I think the last one is just staggered. Bam! Alright. Crash Bandicoot done. Hey, it was fun to do that all over again for you guys. But I hope I don't have to do that again anytime soon. I'm looking forward to doing Crash 2 and Crash 3 and maybe some other somewhat related games. I don't know. I hear there's this purple dragon named Spyro. Seems to be a hit with everybody these days. I don't know. So, this was Lasley. This was Crash Bandicoot Remake. See you guys next time.